Panther Sports programming is brought to you in part by donations from our generous sponsors. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join us in supporting our Oregon high school student athletes. Become a booster member today. Please consider supporting programs like this.
Hello and welcome to tonight's volleyball match between the Oregon Panthers and the Mount Horeb Vikings. It's brought to you by OCA Media Sports, live at Oregon High School Gymnasium. We're just about to start hearing the starting lineups of both teams. Mike Stapleman will be joining me later tonight. My name is Emily Glenn. We also have a special event happening tonight with,
Good evening,
oh, here we go.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oregon High School for tonight's Girls Volleyball game. Please welcome our visitors, the Mount Horeb Vikings, and your Oregon Panthers! At this time, we welcome all youth camp members to line up on the sidelines with Coach Janae and Coach Tyler. And while they come down here, let's give a loud and proud Panther welcome to our local youth camp participants. Each year, our summer camps and fall camps. Each year, our summer camps and fall clinics continue to grow. The excitement and enthusiasm that fills our gym is unmatched. We are so proud of your hard work, hustle, and heart. Thank you to our volleyball athletes for helping to instill a love of the game in the community for years to come. Mount Horeb High School, Oregon High School, and the WIA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, and team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. On behalf of Oregon Athletic Director Brittany Spencer-Grant, good luck to both coaches and competitors. We hope everyone will enjoy today's event in the spirit of positive sportsmanship. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor America, please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and join in singing our national anthem.
We're about to get started with the starting lineups by Mike. Before that begins, let's talk a little bit about our sponsors. This game is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Bill Food Center, Stone Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes, and by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. So tonight is youth night, and we have a bunch of our kiddos joining us tonight who were in the youth volleyball clinic on Monday night, which was coached by none other than the Oregon High School players. I'll yield back to Mike while he does starting lineups.
Number 1, Samuel Norton. Number 6, Manisha Thompson. Number 10, Addison Anderson. Number 11, James Holden. Number 12, Katie Manchester. Number 15, Ruby Dalk. And the libero is number 4, Kennedy Myers. Mount Horeb is coached by Kurt Owen. And now for your Oregon Panthers. Number 10, McKenna Carroll. Number 11, Hannah Campbell. Number 15, Sophie Zhao. And number 7, Greta Schreiber.
Looks like we're about to get started here tonight. Mike just did an excellent job again, as always, of announcing all our starting lineups. Once again, my name is Emily Glenn. OCA Media Sports is proud to bring you this exciting Panther volleyball match tonight. Looking forward to another game here coming up tonight. I was excited to come back here and announce with Mike and watch our Oregon High School again. Looks like we're about to get started with our first server. I'm going to do my best job tonight of recording aces and blocks and kills so that we can keep you updated throughout the match. It's like 4 contacts, ball goes back over to Mount Horeb. It's a great up by Mount Horeb and an awesome swing by Coco.
Oh,
Looks like we have a left-hander on the right side for Mount Horeb.
oh, good up
Excellent up.
by Maggie Est in the back row. By the way, good evening, everyone.
Welcome, Mike. Good
Thanks,
to see
Emily.
you again.
Oh, another good up. McKenna gets that one.
It's going to be called a lift. It was a little bit ugly and came out of her hand from the wrong direction.
What was the first call on Oregon?
I think it was 4 hits. It hit off a player like accidentally, and then another person took it.
Oh. All right. Well, Panthers have played well in the first 2 points of the match, and kind of disappointing to come away down 2. But Sarah Janicek pokes that one through the block and out of bounds for the first Panther point.
It was a good tool off the block.
Yep. Sarah Janicek back to serve. Gross.
Hey, good recovery off your own block.
It's kind of a weird rally down there. Oh, a huge block by
good
McKenna
block.
Carroll. Thrown into the back row, but Mount Horeb able to recover.
It was good coverage by Mount Horeb.
Yeah, it was.
So Mount Horeb is currently 15-6, and Oregon Panthers are 11-5.
Yeah, both good teams so far this year, and I think they're both 3-1 in conference.
That's great.
Panthers haven't played in a while. Their last match was last Thursday, a 3-0 win against Baraboo. Coco pushed that one to the corner, but the libero were able to get on it. Whoa.
A little bit of a miss hit. That set was a bit off the net. It's hard to attack some of those sets that are far off the net.
And then Mount Horeb comes in. They played in a tournament this past weekend, so I don't exactly know what their last match was. I think it was a loss to Monona Grove, 1-2. But overall, been a good year for them.
It's a double called on Mount Horeb's setter, number 1.
So it looks like they're going to be pretty tight on those calls tonight.
Yeah, it sure does. They are starting out pretty tight, actually. This is a different crew than when I was here last time.
Yep. If you caught the beginning of the match, you know that tonight is youth night, and that's so exciting. Coach Grokey's definitely been trying to build the volleyball community here in Oregon. Oh, nice tip by Sophie Sy. Just put it where they're not. And a big part of building that volleyball community is bringing in the youth and getting kids excited in volleyball before they're at the high school level, so that, you know, when they get to middle school and when they get to high school, they've been thinking about it and playing for several years. Greta Schriever with the nice serve.
Yeah, it's really critical to get involved early, especially nowadays. When I was young, it wasn't such a big deal many, many years ago.
I think Sophie might have been in the net on that block, but doesn't matter. Found the court anyways. That'll be a point to Mount Horeb. Or Mount Herbie, as our scoreboard says.
Does it? Oh, it
Yep.
sure does. I like that. Mount Horeb might not like to be called the Mount Herbie, though. That's a really good three-point pass up to the center.
Oh, and Sophie just drops another one right over the block and into the center of that court. Pull the Panthers within 1 here in set number 1. And our first subs of the match for the Panthers. If you've watched games so far this year, you've heard us say this already. Panthers are running a 6-2 this year. That means their setter's always going to be in the back row, and that gives us 3 attackers, 3 hitters in the front row in any one of our rotations. So for this rotation, Ava Skripka replaces Coco Barnett. Oh, I don't know if that was a block or...
Uh-oh.
Oh, number 12, Maya Rudy, I think came down on her ankle. And she's going to need to be helped off the court. Never like to see that.
No, that's too bad.
And Maya Rudy actually had just subbed in to replace Hannah Council in the front row. So we'll have Naira, number 16, will sub in and replace Maya. I don't actually see our trainer. Skripka with the ace.
That's an ace. Ace number 1 tonight.
Yep, and the Panthers take their first lead of the night, 6-5. That's disappointing for Maya. Checked into the front row, got, 1 touch on maybe a block, and hope she's okay.
Right down, yeah. Hope she is too.
Looks like Sophie did have a touch on the ball. So that'll be a point for Mount Horeb. But it's youth night tonight, and that is to celebrate the youth clinic that the Oregon Panthers put on this past Monday. They had 60 participants. Nice swing by Sophie. Through the block, but able to be digged up. I didn't actually know if a Panther got a touch on that. Doesn't matter. Ball don't lie.
No,
Point
ball
Panthers.
doesn't lie.
Panthers had 60 members of the community here for youth night, and that's awesome to have 60 kids come.
That's an amazing amount of kids to come. And what age groups were they?
Little. I don't actually
babies?
know the ages. Yep.
Well, they looked pretty little down in front here.
And then another thing that I think is really awesome about it is the camp is coached by Panther players. And so it's an opportunity for some of these young ladies to practice some leadership and get to teach volleyball. Nice swing, dug. That's lifted out of the net by Mount Horeb, but no call.
Oh no, shoot. Everybody
Man.
was hugged in, covering the hitters, which is exactly what you want to do. It just came over too quick.
Yep. So you've played volleyball for years, you've coached volleyball for years, you've watched volleyball for years. Do you call a lift any differently when it's off a platform and it's kind of scooped off the arms as opposed to an open hand above your head?
It depends on if it rolls up your arms a bit. So if it makes contact and kind of rolls up both your arms, then I would consider that a lift, yes. But it's not called super often,
Yeah.
I would say.
Out.
It's out.
Whoa.
But that's a good pass anyway.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've already missed some stats.
It is tough. It is tough.
That's a good dig. I'm going to write that one down.
Nice touch by Sophie at the net. Sarah Janacek tips it over. Mount Horeb, set her dump.
Good effort by Oregon.
Yeah. Panthers are playing well. They're scrambling down there, and right now the 50-50 balls are falling on their side. So Mount Horeb's up by 3, 10-7 here, early in set number 1.
A little miscommunication
Yeah,
between
Panthers got
those
to
two.
talk down there.
Yeah, that was kind of right between middle blocker and left side hitter.
Yep.
So that communication is really key. They talk to each other so they know who's going to get that.
Boy, these serves feel like they're right on that end line.
They are. That one looked like it was going to land in. The one before I think was going out.
I wrote the swing. Block touch, able to dig it up. Oh, nice. Oh, and Sophie wins the joust, puts the ball down. Point for the Panthers. And they get out of this rotation. McKenna Carroll rotates into the front row. And with our libero exchange, Sophie Size back to serve.
That's an ace. That's a really good float serve. It just dropped right out on her.
Are the lights
Yes, they're
fading in and out for
fading
you
in
too?
and out, yes.
All right.
I was gonna say something, but I thought, well.
I was thinking it's been a long day.
I thought it was going up and down to the music earlier, and I thought, oh, maybe they'll just stop that when the music stops, but it's still going.
I don't hear any music.
No, there's no music anymore. That was a good ace down, or a good attack, but down the line by Mount Horeb. So having a youth night here is really exciting, and it's a good opportunity for the players to definitely not only to learn leadership, but to think about what they do, and that helps you learn and get better yourself. To teach others makes you better. So you have to break down skills, and so you can teach it well to somebody else.
Yep.
So it's a good opportunity not only for
Way to get that out of the net by Ava Skripka.
very good up.
Greta Shriver sends it over.
And that's
Tough
a double.
spot. All right. I actually think I said this last time we called a match together. That didn't look like a double out of the corner of my eye. I wasn't watching that one going, boy, they better blow the whistle on that.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
I wasn't watching closely
I
enough.
think it was kind of ugly.
Yeah, feel free to say Mike. It was obvious.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it
Learn
was
volleyball,
obvious.
Mike. No, I hear you loud and clear. Got it, Emily. Thank you. Hannah Council back to serve. As we're on the other half of the 6-2 now. So Hannah Council is.
That was.
Oh!
That looked. Oh, I'm gonna. That looked like it landed on the line to me. I think she was just stolen from
Time
getting
to
an
challenge.
ace. Yeah, too bad there's no challenge. I'm gonna call that one in, but I have nothing to back me up except later I can watch this video and.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, sometimes when I'm announcing soccer, we'll put the game on YouTube on my phone so that we can try to see who
so you can
scored a goal
replay it.
later.
Yeah.
I've got so many notes from Coach Grokey tonight. I need to be able to get to my text messages. Well, and then another thing, you know, this isn't necessarily about the program or about volleyball. It's just something that I think is really neat.
That's an ace. That's an excellent serve.
Is that Sarah Janczyk
That came
back
hard
there?
and fast.
Yep.
Yep, that was by Sarah.
The participants at youth night can get old jerseys
Aw,
that the Panthers have sitting back in their gear closet.
that's exciting.
And, you know, an old JV jersey from 2005 doesn't mean anything to the current players,
No.
but it really can mean a lot to a 12-year-old who's at their first Panther volleyball camp.
Definitely.
And then I saw a bunch of kids walking around as I was getting ready for the match tonight who had all of the varsity Panthers sign their jersey.
Aw.
And that means, I'm assuming that means a lot to the current players.
I think it does, yeah.
To have a kid want to get your
I mean,
autograph.
who doesn't want to have somebody ask them for their autograph?
Nice serve by the Mount Horeb libero.
Boy,
McKenna Carroll sends that deep.
I love how far Coco's getting out to attack. That's exactly where she wants to be.
Back row attack coming up by Janczyk.
It's recovered.
Yep. Sent over. Panthers got a free ball coming up. Hannah Council really had to move for that
What
one.
to get for that?
Oh, man.
It's a good thought.
Yep.
Good thought by Carroll, but
Panthers want a
just
timeout.
out.
Currently down 4 here in set number 1, 12-6 to the Mount Horeb Vikings. Taking a quick look at our Panther calendar. Like I said, it's been a full week since the Panthers had their last match, but they've got a lot of matches coming up. Saturday the 24th, they'll be playing at a tournament at Monona Grove. Then Thursday the 29th, they'll be on the road at Monroe, followed by another tournament on Saturday, October 1st at Reedsburg. And then 2 home matches in a row the week of Tuesday, October 4th, hosting Watertown, and Thursday, October 6th, hosting Edgewood. So you've got plenty of opportunities to cheer on your Panthers. Monona Grove's not that far away, and if you like volleyball, you can see a lot of volleyball at one of those weekend tournaments.
Absolutely. Tons
Games
of games
going
to
on all
watch.
day long.
Yeah.
Actually, like we were talking about, chance
Lots
for the
of
team
food.
to, yep, lots of concessions. And it's a good opportunity for the team to work through things. You know, in a match like tonight, it's kind of like if it's not working, you got to change it up or you're toast.
Yeah, you have to work quickly to change things.
In a
Turn that
tournament,
momentum
you can
around.
kind of try some different things. You can let kids work through some challenges.
Change lineups, things like that.
Yep.
So I also heard about a game coming up that I think is really exciting, which is the annual Parents versus Players match, which I kind of want to watch.
Yep.
I've been told it's not televised. However, I'm still trying to figure out if its spectators are allowed or not.
Yep. And I was chatting with Coach Grokey about this before the match, and she said stay tuned for more details. She also told me that the parents are limbering up, lifting weights, getting their
geared
lineups
up.
ready to go.
Who won last year? Do you
I
know?
think the parents won.
Oh. They are taller, probably.
Yep. Yep, and they're wily. Yep. You can't step on the line.
So I hope that she'll at least post some pictures on the Instagram account, which
Yep.
is at OHSA Panther
I think
V-Ball.
it's just OHS Panther Volleyball.
Oh my
right?
gosh. Is it?
I don't know. Let me
I
check.
think you're right. I think I have a spelling error here.
OHS Panther VB.
OHS Panther VB.
Whoa! What a
kill.
bump assist by Greta Schriever. And I think she hit that ball out into the hallway. So we're going to go to the backup volleyball. when Coco hits the ball, you need a new one. Oh, Greta with a service into the net. So I think her first service error of the night. Mount Herbie still with a 4-point lead, up 18-14 here against the Panthers.
That's going to stick, I think. That's going to stick with me.
Well, good.
So when I was a coach, we went down to the depths of our our cage where we kept all the uniforms and equipment, and found some jerseys from when I went to high school at this same high school that I coached at.
Very nice.
And they were long sleeve wool jerseys, and I cannot believe we wore them because they were so hot. But
Yeah.
I took one home because we were going to throw them away, and I still have one.
Very nice. I played freshman soccer at East, and we had old girls soccer jerseys from the mid-'80s, and I went to school in the late '90s. And they were very fashionable because they had huge lapels.
Yeah.
So we looked really sharp. Panthers need to get off the schneid right now.
Mount Horeb's being scrappy. You know, they're getting a lot of things up. There's a lot of, I didn't see a touch. I was looking at the ball. Did you see a touch?
I saw.
Oregon wanted that touch.
Yeah, I saw the Panthers look for the touch. I also see the Panthers trying to get a timeout. Currently down 7 here in set number 1, 14-21. Been a bit of a rocky go over the last 7 points.
It looks like they got to work a few kinks out here, kind of settle
Yeah.
everything down. Good opportunity for Coach Grulke to talk to her players and try and get them out of this little bit of a slump they're in.
And they predicted this was going to be a tough match tonight. Mount Horeb comes in with a really good record, you know, same conference record, but
Yeah.
have played quite a few more matches.
Yeah.
And then 15-6 overall, so a good record.
I noticed also that Kurt Owen, the head coach of Mount Herbie, has 3 assistant coaches, which I am extremely impressed with. I can't imagine having all that help. What a good asset for him. When I was a coach, I had 1, luckily, maybe sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 4 on the program.
Oh my gosh, I miscounted. 4
Yeah,
assistant coaches.
One of them's maybe taking stats somewhere.
Maybe. But that's awesome.
good
Good
to
for
see
them.
a
Yeah,
program
like a lot of involvement in their community, and
able to take it
obviously
seriously.
Coach has some good. Coach Grulke has some good help on her side as well.
One thing that I just spotted on the bench that I didn't catch before the match is Maggie Templeton, number 6, is suited up. She went down with a head injury earlier in the season and has been sidelined for quite some time. She's a senior middle, number 6, Maggie Templeton, and she brings a really big block and smart swings out of the middle.
It looks like Maya Rudy has ice on her ankle.
Yep.
It's too bad. That's not good to see.
Ooh, Skripka with the set, drops in. Nice up. Panthers not able to punch it over.
So has Maggie Templeton played in any previous match since her injury, or is this her first time being suited up?
I think this is her first time being suited up since the injury. She did play in some of the earlier tournaments. So she has played this year.
Okay.
But it's been a while. It's been, I think, a few weeks.
Yeah, you gotta let those.
Nice pass by Ast.
Head injuries are dangerous. You gotta let those heal.
Yep.
That's a good block. Oh, that looked like a lift to me. The way that kind of came out of her hands on Mount Horeb's side, but
Yeah.
that wasn't called.
All right. Mount Horeb is getting in striking distance of ending. Ooh, set number 1 here. Sophie Size just going to sit that one over. Mount Horeb sets their middle.
That's a good dig.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I noticed that Mount Horeb seems to be doing a lot of roll shots right into the center of the court, also known as the campfire area.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll see some adjustment here by Oregon to kind of work on covering that location a little
Set
bit
point
better.
for Mount Horeb.
Help it out. Good help.
And Ava Skripka sends it over.
There it is again. They're being smart with their shots, so we have to make some adjustments here so that we can cover those spaces, those holes.
So the Panthers drop the first set 15-25 against the Mount Horeb Vikings. If your organization would like to join our group of sponsors whose donations help make Panther sports possible, please contact Paul at osammedia.com for more information. There is a lot going on at Oregon High School this year. Last week, we had a Blackout Hunger event, Blackout Hunger food drive. What the Panthers did is they held a full program competition to see which team, varsity, JV1, JV2, etc., could bring in the most donations. And they decided to do it by weight. And so varsity really rallied together and they ended up winning the competition. But I wanted to share this with you, Emily. Overall, the program brought in 733 pounds that they donated to the Oregon Food Pantry.
That's amazing. That's a lot of food.
Varsity won with 334 pounds.
Good for them.
I know one of the varsity players had a brainstorm and ended up donating a 50-pound bag of dog food.
Hey, that's smart.
Yep. They donated a couple multi-pound things of chicken broth. I know Ava Skripka donated a gallon of beans and then cans of beans. And I don't know if you know anything about beans. They're heavy.
They're heavy.
So the varsity team, they're
use their brains.
They're wily. They're smart. But I think that's one of the things that I really appreciate about this team is they're focused on the community and focused on service and found a way to make it fun and found a way to involve all of the teams in the program.
Together.
It wasn't a varsity food drive. It was an Oregon Panther food drive. And we ended up putting a lot of food in the back of my RAV4 to drive it over to the Oregon Area Food Pantry.
Yeah, that's a great thing to do with your kids as a coach, to get them understanding kind of like what's out there and help the community. I love to hear things like that. 733 pounds. That's a lot of food. Was it all in your car at once?
No, we put some in Jen's car.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I don't know if your car can hold that much.
Yeah, I was riding pretty low. I think you can see we've got a pretty good crowd here tonight. Mount Horeb brought, a pretty good contingent. Panther student section is a little quiet, but I also know that there's a soccer game going on right now, so probably splitting the fan base a bit.
That's why the parking lot was so full.
Yep, absolutely. And then I don't know if you can see it in the Oregon Panther side, but we've got some parents with some sweet hairstyles. I
did notice that.
I know that the students like to have themes. So today's theme, actually, I don't know how many students showed up in theme today. The theme is Pajama Day for the students, and
crazy hair.
Parents decided to show up with cool hairstyles.
That's fun. Yeah, I noticed the orange-haired woman in the front, and I thought that is awesome.
And that's another part of building the community is helping involve the parents and getting an excited fan base in the stands. All right, I don't see any changes in the starting. Oh, I do see a change in the starting lineup. Maggie Templeton is in at middle. Sarah Janacek pokes it over.
Free ball coming. That's a good up by Libero. Way to on Mount Horeb's side. Just out.
Yeah. Yep, they tried to run a tandem, but I don't know if Janacek mistimed
Missed
it.
the cue.
But ended up having to just bump it over.
I did notice a lot of students in pajamas, and I almost asked you if it was pajama day, so there's definitely some kids out there. There's that campfire area again, so what you like to see is the off blockers coming back and covering that area, meaning the one or two people that aren't blocking in the front row, because it's hard for the defenders in the back row to kind of cover that spot.
Yeah, and that was a tough one because it was bumped over by Mount Horeb and then caught the net, and that takes some off it.
That always kind of throws you off. It's an ace.
Yep, and that was just a float serve. Dropped off the table in front of Janacek. Panthers down early here in set number 2, 3-0.
3-0.
And I keep stepping on
That's
you. I'm
okay.
sorry about that.
No worries. It's a good pass.
Yeah, nice get.
It's over. Free ball. Let's hope the Panthers can do something with it. That was a nice little double attack. It kind of threw them off a little bit. Unfortunately, that attack just went a little bit long by Coco.
Dang it, nice swing. There you
That's
go.
in. There you go. Templeton, yeah, with
Yep,
the
that was Maggie
with
Templeton.
the kill.
Yep.
I'm still working on my names.
Boy, and if that line judge called that one out, this headset, we were going to see how long this headset cord is.
Cordis. Maybe he thought the gray line was the O line.
Set her out. Whoa.
That's a nice set by Shriver.
Shriver.
I
I've been saying it
apologize,
wrong.
Shriver.
Yep, it got a little close to the net, and Coco was not able to go catch it.
A little bit of missed timing. It's again, I think we talked about this last time. Having a set come from like over your shoulder is a hard. It's really hard to attack those balls. I don't know why. I've never been very good at it myself, so it's a learned art.
Whoa. Back row attack by Shriver. More of a roll shot.
So I have to tell you, I had to look up a volleyball rule after last game. Can you guess what it was?
No. What did you have to look up?
If the libero can do a back row attack.
Oh, not
because
if they get above the net.
Yeah, I'd never seen a libero actually attack before last week or 2 weeks ago, and so I was like, I mean, I assumed it was legal, but I hadn't seen it. So
there it is.
There's a kill by Templeton.
And that's what the Panthers have been looking for this year. That quick set, that aggressive set, and then they've got middles that can swing. You know, they've got Templeton, they've got Sophie Sy, they've got McKenna Carroll. I think if they can find that as they get into the end of this season.
Yeah, string a few points together here will help them get back in it with Mount Horeb.
There it is. Block. Sophie Sy and Coco with the big block. I would not want to try to swing against those two.
They were way up over the net.
Yep. Greta back to serve. Panthers have got a little bit of an uphill battle here at the start of set number 2. Get over. Oh, good up.
Exceptional up by Shriver.
That was Greta, yep.
There's the campfire. There she's covering it. Excellent. Oh, and
Hannah
Council.
With the setter dump.
That's the setter dump. I love those. So do setters. I'm going to give her a kill right now because that's what that is.
Yep. Oh, that's over. Sophie Sy, not able to get fully on top of it and really drive that into the ground.
Hey,
nice.
That's a great block touch. What did he call? I missed it. I couldn't see what they did. They were right. He was right in line with the players on the ground. Sorry, I can't call that one. I don't know what it was, but it did.
I think he called it down.
Oh, okay. Mount Horeb's point.
I think he called that on the ground, and Grokey doesn't typically approach the referee.
And she did. Those defensive plays will really help fire up the front line. So and really get them going.
Whoa, tough.
Really important. Yeah, that's a tough set. Really tight on the net. Hard to approach that ball.
Panthers down 4-8. Mount Horeb with the serve. Ball kind of took Coco out of her normal approach.
Yeah, it kind of seems like there's a bit of a timing issue again, or not again, on the right side with Coco and her setter. I talked about that last time too. Timing and hitting is the hardest part about hitting.
Yep.
And knowing when to go, when to leave, especially when you're mixing up your sets, so all of your sets are the same height or the same pace. So like you have to really know what set's coming so you know when to go.
And I think it's exacerbated by a 6-2.
Yep, it
where
is.
each of your setters is going to come into the match with a different rhythm and a different pace of that night.
Different approach. The ball looks different coming out of their hands. It definitely adds an element.
Even just a different height of the setter. OCA Media is your local community access television station. We broadcast locally sourced, entertaining and informative programs on Charter and TDS cable. Check out our live streams and archived programs on our YouTube channel. Visit our website for our program guide and more information. www.ocamedia.com.
This is a good time to talk about our sponsors, too. This game is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon Cares.
All right. If you're just joining us, the Oregon Panthers are hosting the Mount Horeb Vikings here at Oregon High School. We're in set number 2. Mount Horeb took the first set, 15-25, and currently lead by 5, 4-9. Nice pass by Greta.
That's a nice three-point pass by Greta.
Oh man, oh man!
Actually blocked by Mount
Big
Horeb.
block. Sent back Sophie's hit. How hard is it? So the libero last rotation, she was called for a foot fault. When you have your serve routine, how hard is it to move it back to avoid a foot fault?
It's
Like, is that going to really get you out of
It
system?
can get you. It can throw you off balance a little bit. But taking 1 or 2 steps back isn't a huge deal, so that you don't foot fault. But every server has a bit of a rhythm, a routine they go through before serving.
Yep.
It kind of helps calm you down and get you ready to serve. And so anything like that can throw you off a bit.
So we just did Templeton rotated out. Skripka's back in. Whoa! I am not sure who's playing opposite and who's playing middle right now.
So,
I think
opposite
Sophie
middle?
Sy is playing opposite, and I think McKenna Carroll and Templeton are our middles. But we'll see if I'm right.
yes, let's see.
And I know that's what Coach Grokey wanted at the beginning of the season, was to transition Sophie. She played middle as a freshman last year on varsity, and the plan this year was to transition her to opposite
Okay.
because of her big block and get her some approaches on her swings. Middles, sometimes you're just spinning in circles and jumping straight up.
You are.
Oh,
That's a good tool.
Shriver puts it over the net. Gets eaten up in the block.
Hey, that's a libero kill.
Yeah. Yep. And we do, I think someone's confused. I think they did the libero exchange early,
Switched a little bit too early.
which you can do. Like that's not a
you
substitution
could do that. Yep,
fault.
she could have stayed in. Yep.
That one was definitely a touch. Back row attack coming up by Maggie Est.
It's a good back row attack.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it put the defensive specialist or put the back row player either way in a tough position.
Yep.
Passed it into the net. Panthers pull within 4 here in set number 2, 8-12. Oh, Greta able to get a hand on it, but unfortunately her other back row player had also laid out for that ball and was not able to give chase.
That ball looked like it was kind of dropping in the campfire zone, so I think Shriver probably wanted to make sure that didn't happen again.
Yep. Another interesting question I should have asked our OCA Media friends before we started tonight. What happens when there are 2 events on OCA Media at the same time? I know one of my co-announcers is handling boys varsity soccer right now over at Huntoon Field. I have no idea.
I assume they have a couple crews, yeah?
They have crews, but
Where are they broadcasting?
yeah. Maybe they both can be on YouTube at the same time. I don't know. Well, either way, I hope you're enjoying tonight's volleyball match, however you watch it.
However you're watching it. It's also on Spectrum, channels 983, 984. Maybe one of those channels is soccer and one of those is volleyball, and TDS 1019 and 1020. That's a pretty looking set.
Yeah. Big block.
Good block.
Set her dump. Greta ate that one up.
So the Panthers are doing a better job of covering that campfire zone. There's been several balls laid out there from Mount Horeb, and they're covering them. They're getting them up.
And then Sarah Janicek with the nice swing, hard cross. Got caught in the arms of the libero. Sophie Sy back to serve. Drops
And
that one
that's
in
an
front of the serve receiver.
That's Sophie's second ace tonight.
Yep. When she's in a groove, she can be tough. She can put pressure on that back row.
I'm impressed with her jump serve also.
Yep.
So I don't know if the block's covering angle and the defender Ava Skripka, excuse me, was supposed to be covering line, but she was real tight on that line, so that ball kind of dropped in the court a little bit. But that may be the call. That may be with the play of good watch. That they want the blockers, taking away that angle shot, and their defenders are going around them so they can cover line.
All right, so Ava Skripka and McKenna Carroll sub out. Bringing in Hannah Council and Coco. I didn't think it would affect me, but the fading lights are really messing
They
with me,
are. I
folks.
was wondering if we could ask somebody about it.
Oh, some more miscommunication by the Panthers. Good up by Sarah. Coco goes up, sends it over on two.
That was a nice sharp angle.
Oh, nice block.
Get up there.
Oh!
There we go. Just a little tip over.
Yep,
A little tip over by Sarah Janicek. That looked real pretty. She was
Yep.
looking for the hole and she found it.
yep, little dunk. And that was a nice block by Maggie Templeton and Coco. We were definitely expecting to see that combo sending back a lot of hits this year. It's so great to see Templeton back on the court. Get there.
Oh, just short. What position was she going for, Mike?
Probably three.
Yeah,
Really short three.
that's it.
Did I talk to you about what Jen learned about how the Badgers serve zone?
Oh,
They have
no.
9 zones.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of makes sense because
So they have I don't actually know how they number it, but like there are 3 on the back and 3 in the front. And then in the middle is
A
3
different
more
zone.
zones.
Okay.
And those are the no-go zones. You don't serve there because they're easy to pass.
they're easy to pass. Yep.
That's a touch.
Oh, that
That's
was
a touch!
very obvious touch. None of them saw that. Oosh. Sorry. Where's Jen? She's not fired up.
Holy cow. That is definitely a
was-
touch.
Yeah. It was pretty obviously a touch off the back row passer.
Heavens to Betsy.
Here we go. See, the ball doesn't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball doesn't lie. Sophie Sy back in the front row. And Templeton going out. Let's see if Schriever can pull off a few more aces. She was pretty good at it last match I announced. That's a good.
Oh, that was a good get by Mount Horeb. Played that off the net. There it is.
And there's a kill by Coco.
That one's also a touch.
Oregon's building some momentum here. We're at 17-15. Or Mount Horeb just has the lead by 2 points. That's a good serve by Schriever. Really hard, really fast. There's that comparison again.
I was talking with Coach Grolke last week. I I haven't been talked to by any referees this year.
Oh,
So
that's good.
it's
That's a good thing.
Good streak for me to continue.
Mike is the best fan ever. If he's rooting for you.
Sometimes I like to help with those double calls. Dang. And volleyball can be streaky, and it looked like the Panthers were on a move, and then all of a sudden, 2 quick points to Mount Horeb, and you're down 4 again.
Yep.
Whoa. Someone's got to send that one over. Oh, nice shot. How did that one get through?
What a kill by Maggie.
Yeah. All right, Ava Skripka replaces Coco Barnett, and Hannah Council gives way to McKenna Carroll. Ava Skripka back to serve. Panthers down 3, 16-19 here in set number 2. Dang.
A little bit of a tool off the block.
Yep, tough assignment as a middle to try to go up and solo block.
It is. She was right there. They just hit off her hands just a little bit. Good timing, right where she needed to be, really. The advantage goes to the hitter when it's a single block, always. There we go. Kill by Sophie Sai.
Well, I'm not sure what the number 1 on Mount Horeb was doing. It looked like she got out of the way so she didn't have a second contact, but because that was a block touch, she could have popped it up.
She could
Or
have.
maybe she just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Maggie Ast back to serve.
Oh, nice solo block by that wasn't Coco, that was Carol in the right side.
McKenna Carroll.
Really nice block.
So you were asking me about stat leaders. I think McKenna Carroll's leading the team in blocks this
Is
year.
she?
And then I have a feeling Coco Barnett or Sarah Janacek is probably leading in kills. Oh, there's an ace for Maggie Ast. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. That one got caught in the net and dribbled over the top. Mount Horeb needs a timeout.
Oregon's pulled within 1.
OCA Media broadcasting communities throughout Dane County. You can watch this and other OCA programs on demand on our YouTube channel. Visit ocamedia.com for more information. Yeah, Panthers have, I think they've fought hard so far this match. Mount Horeb is a good team and they've played well. Panthers have kind of clawed and scratched their way back into this set with some good serving and some good defense, good blocking. And they changed up, like you were saying, they changed up how they were playing some of those tips and roll shots to send them back.
It had immediate impact.
Yep.
Do you ever get the band in here to play for you guys?
So sometimes the band will be here and they'll hang out along the end line. But what we did have is last match, the Oregon Cheer Squad was here. And that's really nice to add some energy and excitement to the gym.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, I know that girls sports like to support other girls sports, and so it's good to give them a chance to, you know,
Yeah, a little moral support.
ply their craft in front of a live audience.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the Oregon cheer team.
Yep. Oh, Maggie Ast with another nice serve.
That was a little ugly too. See that off blocker? She came in. Number 5
Yeah.
and a kill. Or number 9, excuse me. Sarah Janasek came in and covered that ball, and it resulted in a
Yep.
kill for her.
And then I thought, no, I'm not going to say it. Panthers tied up here in set number 2, 20-20.
Building a little bit of momentum here. You can feel it, a little bit of energy roosting. We got some good fans over there with some pretty sweet wigs cheering on their team. There she is
Janacek
again.
with the cover.
Janacek is covering that.
There it
spot
is, Sophie Sai with the kill. Panthers up 1, 21-20.
Sophie Sai is leading the team with 4 kills tonight.
This is a fun team to watch. Get down, get down.
There it is again,
Covered
and we're
the tip.
covering good. There's been some good feedback by Coach Grulke and making sure they're covering that. That's it.
That's a block by the Panthers. Panthers push the lead to 2. Mount Horeb makes a sub in the front row, maybe give one of their girls a chance to, you know, take a breather. Maggie Ass back to serve. Whoa. I don't know that any of her serves really put a ton of pressure individually on the defense, but Mount Horeb wasn't able to come back and get any killer attacks out of any of them.
No, they weren't.
So that was a really good rotation at the service line at a number 4, Maggie Ast.
Yes, it was. She brought them in to get the lead.
Nice pass. Sophie Sy with the kind of pop down the line.
It's in. It's a good dig. Especially off the block. It's
it's interesting. Sometimes we take a look at the. I'd be interested sometime to sit down with you and have watch volleyball with you and narrate what's a dig and that was just a pass.
That was a pass, but technically it's a dig off an attack, right? Even though it was even if it's like a roller or a tip, it's still a dig.
That's interesting.
And that came off the block. The block slowed it down a little bit, and honestly, it's a lot harder to dig a ball that's hit off the block.
Oh, Janacek with the swing out of bounds.
Just out of bounds on the sideline.
Mount Horeb up 1 here as we get late in set number 2. Panthers need their second timeout. That's interesting. I didn't know if, what about a free ball? If I bump it over, do you get a dig if you pass that?
No, that's a pass.
I see.
It's a real tight nail-biter match set.
Yep. And the Panthers have, their energy has stayed high. And they have, you know, I think they changed up a few things. Like you said, they're covering the tips really well and have turned a couple of those into, you know, straight kills.
Yep.
A second later. But Mount Horeb has stayed consistent themselves.
They have. They're not doing a whole lot wrong here. So it's really great that the Panthers are you know, right here with them in this set.
One thing that I think is interesting, Coach Grokey sent this to us before the match. The program theme this year is Rise Up, rise to the challenge ahead of us, looking to create a fail-forward mentality. And this team has had lots of opportunities to step up and lead, and then also focused on making the places and people around us better so we can continue to rise. I think you see that. A tough first set. And, I mean, that was a tough pass, but the Panthers came out and really fought here so far in set number 2.
Yes,
and
they have.
I think we've all been part of teams and have seen teams that, you know, if set 1, you lose 15-25, you kind of decide, all right, well, that's the end of tonight.
Yep.
Panthers came out and have really been fighting hard here in set 2. Now let's see if they can get a side out. Oh, shoot.
It's too bad.
Mount Horeb with some.
Ends the game with 2 aces.
Yep, tough serving.
It's mentally challenging to come back from a set loss when you lose by more than 5. So, you know, the Panthers did a really good job of coming back in the second set. And I think they have some momentum built going into the third set. And hopefully we'll see that in their play.
Yeah, so Mount Horeb is up 2 sets to 1. Or 2 sets to 0.
2 sets to 0, yep.
It was nice to see Maggie Templeton back out there for part of set number 2.
Part of that set, yeah. And she did a good job. She made an impact.
Yeah, shake some of that rust off.
Please consider supporting productions like Panther Soccer. OCA Media is a nonprofit organization, and with your help, we can continue to provide our viewers like you with quality programming like this. Please contact Paul at ocamedia.com for more information. The next time I announce, I'm hoping to see another sponsor on this list. Come on, we can do it. Let's talk a little bit about some of our players. I just read a really interesting thing about Sophia Sy. What volunteer work would she want to do, or that she enjoys, is to go on mission trips and volunteer at volleyball camps.
Yeah, and I think if you look at that, there are a couple kids who volunteer with the food pantry, and they're definitely, it's definitely a service-focused team.
And Margaret Templeton, what volunteer work does she like? She likes working at a bilingual daycare center when she gets to practice her Spanish.
And then I think there are a couple kids who said that their favorite service opportunity is working Panther volleyball camps. And so that's a little bit of, you know, maybe gets you a little bit of extra pub with the coach.
Yeah.
All right, we are about a minute away here from set number 3. If you're not familiar with high school volleyball, we'll play best of 5. So unfortunately at this point, the Panthers are going to have to do the reverse sweep and win the next 3 if they want to get out of here with a win tonight.
That's right. Also mentally hard to do, but it's been done many, 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 many times before.
Well, and they, you know what, their last 2 wins were sweeps, so they know how to win 3 in a row.
There we go, yeah.
Do you follow college volleyball?
I do. I follow it quite a bit, actually.
Were you at the Wisconsin-Florida match?
I did not go to the match. I did get invited, but we had other plans, so I wasn't able to go. But I did watch them.
I would have broken those plans.
Yeah. I know. I'm a terrible spectator. Yeah, it's really exciting to see them play at the Kohl Center and break the all-time, you know, fan record during regular season. So that was exciting to hear. It was kind of a heartbreaker, though. The first 2 sets didn't look so great, and then they just had an uphill climb, you know. But then they really came back in the next 3 and got close.
Yep. Ended up losing in 5. And I think we're up quite a bit in set number 5.
They were up like, I don't know, I think it was like 25-12. Oh, set 5 or 4?
Set 5.
Yeah, they were up, I think, by 4, and then Florida went on a run.
Yeah. They blew them out in set 4.
Yes, they did.
Set 3 or set 4?
It kind of hurts my heart because my husband is a Florida Gator, and so
what
it
does he
always
know?
hurts when their team wins.
I hope he's watching. What
More
does
than
he
ever.
know? What does he know? Yeah, we were there. I know Coach Grolke brought hosted the team. They did a team bonding event at the game.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And she was talking about how interesting it was to watch. You know, the girls were definitely eyes wide open, just kind of taking it in. And I think how interesting it was for some of them, especially some of the seniors who have played volleyball at a high level for years, to see just like the speed and the power.
It's, you know, it's really interesting how much the game changes as they just get a little bit older, you know, a little bit more experience under their belts.
Yep.
And it's a lot faster. And professional is even one step more.
Oh my gosh.
That's that campfire shot again. Let's hopefully we cover it. One of the things I like to do, so if anybody at home wants to try this, is I like to focus on one player and watch them and watch their movement and watch how they get across the court.
Yep.
It's fun. It's fun to see how individual players move because sometimes you lose that when you're watching all 6 at once. And in a fast game like a Wisconsin-Florida game, you'd be amazed at how much they're running around the court.
Yeah, absolutely. And
especially the middles again, those poor middles.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not even running around the court, it's just spinning in circles.
Yeah, it's just back and forth and up and down and left and right, and yeah, I'm so impressed by middle. I'm impressed by everybody that plays, but you know.
Nice serve.
That was a really nice serve. Called out.
Boy, oh boy, oh
It's an
boy,
ace.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Everything's an adventure with these line judges.
It kind of is. That's Sarah Janicek's second ace tonight.
I was trying to find on a separate topic. Sarah's a great server, good serve so far. But on a separate topic.
Oh wow, that's a bullet. And man, Mount Horeb did a really good job passing that one
Oh,
up.
nice
Get up
pass.
There. Oh, she was there, just a little bit short.
Got caught up in the block. 11 went up and swung, and I think it got caught in Maggie Templeton's hands.
Kind of rolled off the net a little funny.
I think it was WISN, local television station, does a Coach of the Week, and our own Coach Grolke was the Coach of the Week this week.
Hey,
so they were
nice
out here
job.
at practice on Wednesday doing interviews, and I don't actually know where to go find that, so I'll have to get that information
some
from
research.
Coach Grolke and put it
Yeah.
out on OHS Panther VB on Instagram. But it is nice to see our program getting
Getting some good recognition.
Yep. And then Ava Gerlach-Schwartz, number 3, is checked into the back row. Ball finds the new player.
hard to come in the back row cold to pass. You know,
Yep.
passing is tough. It's okay. She's got to shake it off. And short memory. We talked about that last time. You really have to have short memory and forget those mistakes and move on.
Yep.
Everybody does it.
Absolutely.
That's better. That's up. That's playable.
Oh
Wow,
my
that's
goodness.
a really good up by Mount Horeb. Still a kill though for Maggie.
Yep. I thought that one was toast right off her hands, and you know, kudos to Mount Horeb for getting that one up
Getting a piece
and
of
putting
that.
it playable. Number 7, Greta Schriever back to serve. Panthers down 1 here in set number 3. Whoa.
That's a good attack by 11 on Mount Horeb. That's a
Yeah.
nice hard hit line ball.
Oregon does not have the biggest outsides, and so if you have a right side that can swing, you know, Maggie Ast can jump, but she's definitely not going to put up the biggest block in the Badger Conference. Ooh.
Just a little miscommunication between two players.
Panthers down 3.
Got plenty of time to come back.
Oh.
Kind of hit that on her way down. It's hard to kind of have a snap
Yep.
and hard hit ball when you're hitting on your way down, so it floats out, has a tendency to kind of float out.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, excellent attack. That was a really good three-point pass. That was good pass, set, and attack all around.
Yep. And Hannah Council, even if Sophie Sai is playing right side, you know where she was in the rotation was in the center there. So she hits out of center on that first go round. Hits out of the middle.
Yes, middle.
Boy.
Middle left.
Skripka back to serve.
Mount Horeb is really passing well. They're getting a lot of balls right up to their setter, so they're
Yeah.
able to run their offense. It's giving Oregon a little bit of trouble. So the cure for that is a little bit tougher serving or finding those zones versus players.
Yeah. Nice pass.
That's a great pass.
Miscommunication on where the hitter was going to be. Panthers need a timeout.
You know, when you're working with a new lineup and new people in, it creates confusion again. So we've had to sub out. You know, the lineup intended isn't working out again here, or not again, but tonight. So
Yep.
that leads to miscommunication sometimes. And
Well, and it is a couple of different pieces in different places. You know, and even though Maggie Templeton was, you know, a starter at the beginning of the year, bringing her back into the lineup changes up the positions
it does.
girls are playing, and then you know you go into the practices throughout the week, and you come in tonight and you think Maya Rudy's going to be
In the game, yeah.
one of our starting opposites, and she goes down with an ankle injury, and kind of shuffles the pieces a little bit more. So Mount Horeb currently with a 5-point lead here in set number 3 against your Oregon Panthers. Still early in set number 3 though.
Yeah, there's loads of time to turn this around and change the momentum and really pull it back. And, you know, you do that by making some really big plays, really good hits. And just like that, you know, that momentum shifts back. Just got to find some good plays here. And I think that was out. Yep. That's Oregon's point.
All right. Ava, as she rotates into the front row, is subbed for Sarah Janacek. Maggie asked back to serve. Panthers down 4, 5-9. Oh,
Good dig
Yeah.
by Shriver. Oh,
Dang
just a little bit of a tool off the block. So she's a little bit late and hadn't quite penetrated over the net.
yep.
So the Mount Horeb player was able to tool.
We got a lot of positive feedback about the last game that you announced with me.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah. A lot of the parents mentioned how nice it was to have someone who really knew volleyball on the broadcast. I will try not to take that personally.
Hey, yeah, I mean, you know volleyball pretty good, but
Dang it. Greta was there, just not able to bring that one back into the field of play. Mount Horeb pushes their lead to 6. We're blessed here at OCA Media to have a pretty good rotation of thoughtful announcers.
that's great.
When you weren't able to make it last week, we had Mark Miller joined us.
Oh, good.
And he's been working with OCA Media for years. He knows a ton about
So
volleyball.
he knows what he's doing.
Yep. And so he was able to add, similar insights to what we're getting tonight. So I really appreciate it.
So Mount Horeb's able to really put Oregon out of system a lot, and what that means is, the pass isn't going to the setter zone in the front of the court, and so either a different person has to set, or the setter's so far off the net, it's hard to really execute a good set, which makes it hard for the attack. So that all around makes it more difficult to. That's a really good serve again by Sophie Tsai, and that's her 4th ace.
And really nice play by, I think it was 15 by Mount Horeb. She almost put that one back into the field of play so they could have punched it over.
Yep.
Yeah. And Sophie able to get her hands
It's right
on
there.
it, but not able to put it back where someone could play it. And if you get a pass in system, your setter is where she wants to be. She's
Yeah.
able to get her feet set, her hand set,
Yeah.
and it really opens up the opportunity. She can set the middle, the outside, back set her dump. And when you're out of system, a lot of times your only option is to throw it up
Throw
for
it
your
at the outside. Yep.
outside and let them
And
swing.
so the block knows where it's going then, defense
Yep.
knows where it's going. Although I will say that our setter number 5, I'm going to look up her
Skripka.
name, Skripka, just did a really good out-of-system set to right side. It just didn't quite work out. She was pulled all the way into the middle of the court, and she was still able to get it real nice over to the right side of the court.
Things are just a little discombobulated for the Panthers right now.
Well, when another team puts pressure on you, that's what they're doing. They're making it hard, and they kind of start breaking things down. So they really just need to group up and take a deep breath and relax.
All
That was
right,
a really
big
good follow.
swing.
Come on. Oh, just short.
Boy, and the Panthers already used one timeout, so Coach Grokey needs the girls on the court to figure out how to bring this together.
Yeah, it's getting a little tight here now in time with the Mount Horeb being up 16-7.
Oh, so I've mentioned this before. One of the things I really like about the Panthers is I think both of their setters, Skripka and Hannah Council, are really aggressive, and they will set any hitter at any time.
Right.
But I think sometimes that ends up putting him into tough spots. Like that one, that was an aggressive set, and she ended up setting to a hitter who couldn't get to the ball.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it leads to really great plays, and then sometimes you just would have maybe been better to take the
Miscommunication.
easier,
Yeah.
the safer play and send it over. I don't know. You don't win a lot of matches by doing everything the safe way.
That's true. You got to be aggressive and challenge yourself. Hopefully, Coach Grulke can settle him down a little bit, and we can turn this around. In the meantime, let's learn a little bit more about our players. I feel like I should have wrote who I've been talking about, so I make sure I talk about everybody. Let's talk a little bit about Greta.
Yep, sophomore libero.
She is The question is, what's your favorite movie? And she's got several, but Harry Potter is at the top of the list, which is also one of my favorite movies, or movie chain, you know.
Yep.
I've watched them all many times.
All right, Mount Horeb with the serve, currently up 10, 17-7 here in set number 3.
Hopefully we can get a side out quickly and get the ball back on our side.
Oh.
There we go. That's a kill by Templeton.
Yeah,
She did a good job with that. That kind of came behind her head again, and it was probably a little bit higher than she was expecting on that set. So she stuck with it, and
and maybe bailed out a little bit by an ill-advised fist stuck out by Mount Horeb.
Yeah. That's hard when somebody else is right there behind you, and all of a sudden their fist sticks out.
Yep.
Deflects.
And
Hannah Council back in, right?
Yep, back to serve. Coco Barnett also. Oh, there it is,
there we
big
go.
block.
That's what we need, some momentum shifting stuff, like a big, huge block. That was amazing. So that was Coco and Templeton.
Yep.
That's Templeton's first block tonight. Coco's got 2.
And they're hoping to round into form as we get deeper and deeper into this season.
Well, they're both, looks like, taller players, and that helps with blocking. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it bothers me because I'm not very tall, but it does help with blocking.
Yep. Yeah, it is interesting. The Panthers do have some height on the team. You know, we've got McKenna Carroll and Sophie Sy, Templeton and Coco.
Yeah.
And then you see them up against some of these other teams like Middleton or Memorial or Aquinas, who they played in the Middleton tournament. It's just like,
And do they look like babies?
What are they feeding them in the cross?
That
Nice
was
swing.
another kill by Coco.
Yep, and that was a nice swing.
She's got 3 kills tonight.
Put it down. Earn the serve. Sarah Janicek back to serve for the Panthers as they look to get into a groove here.
Yeah, and you know, our offense is really moving it around. We've got 4 players that have 3 kills each.
There it
There
is.
we go. Well, I thought she was hurt when she went around the ground. Oh, they called it against Oregon. Oh, okay.
They called it
I
down.
thought she was upset. And that was Coco's 4th kill. Sophie Sy is still leading the team with 5 kills tonight.
Actually,
Good up.
is a block kill a kill?
It's a block. Is that what you mean?
So that
Is
one
it
out.
categorized as a block? She swung at it.
So if you attack an overpass,
That's a kill.
thank you. Panthers pull within 6. Sarah Janicek, this her serve has put pressure on the defense.
It has.
Or
She's
serve
been-
receive.
Yep, she's been really serving hard. And there we go. They were out of system and had to give Oregon a free ball back. That was really pretty. That was a really nice play. Mount Horeb's block just happened to be there. It looked really good.
Man, and I mean, kudos, my hat off to Mount Horeb for blocking that. I don't know how you decide who to block if it's Templeton and Coco Barnett coming on the tandem.
Sometimes you just have to guess.
Yep.
And she guessed right.
And then, like I was saying earlier, with both of our servers, you have no idea who they're going to pick.
Right.
You know, there are some setters who have their security blanket, and you know, okay, they're going to go to the outside. They're going to go to the outside. And with Hannah Council and Ava Skripka, they really do move it around, and you see that in our stats tonight.
Yep. And that's what you want. You know, you need a balanced offense, right?
Yep.
If you don't have a balanced offense, you become really easy to read. And even if you have a fantastic person who can kill it a lot, you're still going to be easy to read. And what's going to happen is they'll start getting blocked. So you need to move the sets around and make sure your offense is really balanced in order to be successful.
Maggie S. had a long way to go for that swing.
It's out. I have to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with Mount Horeb's setter. She's got really clean hands and is moving the ball around as well.
Yeah. It's a good team. And they're playing well tonight.
They are. They're making it tough on Oregon.
Skripka back to serve. Whoa.
Good rundown. Oh, shoot. I hate to see that happen. A free ball kill is not good.
I don't know if that was someone calling out or
I think they were just looking at each other thinking the other one was going to get it. You know, in the back of the court, you say the libero kind of runs the court, so you kind of like to see Greta step up and take those because it's kind of always the libero's ball.
that's
so,
what Jen says. That's why you're wearing the funny shirt.
Yep.
That gives you, oh boy, that gives you a superpower. Go get the ball.
It does. And if you watch volleyball at a higher level, like Wisconsin, you'll see that really. Like everybody just gets out of the way of the libero.
Yep.
A lot. It's really funny to watch on free balls and things like that because that's the rule is that libero will take that shot. That's a good eye. That was just going out. Good eye by Ast.
No, he called a touch.
No. Did he?
Maybe it hit it. Yeah, he did.
Oh, did it hit her foot? Maybe it hit her foot. That's unfortunate because she ran to the line to watch it and might have just touched her foot. She's not flipping out. So
yeah, the Panthers are not arguing.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's unfortunate.
Mount Horeb pushes the lead to 9 here, 23-14 in set number 3. Nice up.
Hey, it's a great dig.
Yeah, really good get by Ava Skripka. Rolled over.
Yeah, when the attack gets redirected by the block, it's really challenging to dig it anyway, and she did a really good job of that.
Yeah. Another lift at the net.
Yep. Unfortunately, that brings us to match point by Mount Horeb.
Greta picks up the setter dump. Sophie Sy with the tip. Mount Horeb's in the net. It's a point for the Panthers.
Yep.
And we play a little more. So the next time you'll get to see your Panther volleyball players play is this Saturday, the 24th, at the Monona Grove tournament. Be some good opportunities for the Panthers to work through some of the kinks that came with the new lineups tonight. Then Thursday, September 29th, they're on the road at Monroe. Following Saturday, October 1st, they're at a tournament in Reedsburg. And then 2 home games in a row, Tuesday the 4th versus Watertown, and Thursday the 6th versus Edgewood. Plenty of opportunities to watch your Panthers play. Whoa, good up by McKenna Carroll after the block touch. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It was a heads-up play. Just didn't quite penetrate the net.
And with that, Mount Horeb takes the match 3-0. 15-25, 22-25, 16-25. Well, what did you think? What did you think were the kind of takeaways of the night, Emily?
I think that Mount Horeb did a really good job of playing consistently and, you know, had no big ups, no big downs, and just kind of a really level game. And Oregon had a little bit of the opposite, a few more downs than ups. And so it was, you know, Mount Horeb was able to beat them. And they made some really good adjustments, you know, with those roll shots who were going right in the center of the court, and they were able to cover those up, which is really good. So, you know, just work a little bit more on maybe gaining some momentum, making some big plays, and that kind of helps you with the wins. Yeah,
Panthers were on a little bit of a roller coaster at times tonight. I thought in the first set they had good energy, and a lot of the 50-50 balls were falling in Mount Horeb's favor. Set 2, they really fought hard. Ended up, you know, losing it at the end of set number 2. It was really tight the whole time. And then set number 3. I don't know. Girls kind of got discombobulated at times. Mount Horeb continued to put the pressure on, and
they did.
That was the story.
That was. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for joining us for tonight's live stream on OCI Media Sports. We'd like to thank our sponsors who made this program possible. Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. and by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares.
And if your organization would like to join our group of sponsors who make Panther sports possible, please contact Paul at ocamedia.com for more information. My goal is to get one more out there for this season, you guys. So help us out.
And with that, we'll say good night.
Good night. Thanks all.